And welcome into a special edition Blue Streaks halftime show interview. I'm your sports director, Logan Petoskey, and sitting down with us for this special edition interview is a very special guest, women's basketball forward for your John Carroll Blue Streaks, Kaelyn Underwood. Kaelyn, thank you so much for stopping in.
Thank you for having me.
Certainly, for sure. So before we dive into your current state at John Carroll right now, we'll just go back real quick to before John Carroll. Born in Erie, Pennsylvania, grew up in Aliquippa. You played at Monaca Central Valley High School. How did you ultimately decide on attending John Carroll?
I knew I wanted to play basketball in college, and I knew I also wanted a school that had very good academics, so it was the perfect balance. And when I visited, it was just, I fell in love with the campus and the team, and on my overnight, I texted my dad, and I was like, I'm going to John Carroll. So it was just love at first sight.
That's great to hear, that kind of perfect fit, even before officially committing. That's great. So before talking about this season, just real quick going back to last season, tremendous success for the Blue Streaks playing in all 28 games you did last year. For a team that made it to the second round in the NCAA tournament, what did you learn from that experience last year that you've taken into this season?
I definitely learned how to play up. We were very successful, so it was always fun playing up, and I also learned from some pretty good teammates, 2 All-American teammates, and I learned good leadership from them as well. It's a bit different from this season, but I think most of the things I learned last season have carried over, so it's been fun.
And you do mention playing with a pair of All-American teammates, Olivia Nagy, Nicole Heffington, both graduated. So you yourself right now, one of just 2 seniors on the roster, so pretty young team for this season. How have you adjusted to now taking on the role of being that senior leader?
Yeah, it's definitely different because, as you mentioned, 2 All-Americans, a bunch of grad students and seniors last year. I think it's just important to remember that we're a young team, and my role is a bit different as a leader this year, and I think Jalen and I have done a pretty good job at remembering that we're pretty young and to stay focused and to stay confident even when we're down.
And you do mention your fellow senior point guard, Jalen Hoffman, also from Pennsylvania. So both of you are the 2 team captains for this season as well. What does that role mean to you?
It means a lot, especially with such a new team. We kind of got to create our own culture this year, change up the things we didn't like about the past years, and it's been a lot of fun because we have a bunch of new players that are a bunch of freshmen getting minutes, and it's been fun to lead them.
And talking a bit more just about how you yourself have been doing this season, through 15 games of the season, you're currently top 5 in the OAC, averaging over 13 points per game. You're also second in the conference with nearly 2 blocks per game, and you also lead your team with just over 6 rebounds per contest. What has been working well for you so far this season?
I think just being patient and remembering that I have really good teammates around me, and they can get me the ball, I can get them the ball, and on any given night, anybody's willing to step up. And I think just remembering that we're a team and to play together and share the ball.
And in terms of your team's next game, tomorrow you are taking on Baldwin Wallace on the road in Berea. That's a tough opponent ranked in the top 15 of Division III. What will it take from you guys to come away from that one with the upset victory?
I think that one's going to take a lot of heart. We've been talking about how sometimes our offense isn't clicking and we need to go the extra mile, being gritty, and I think that's what it's going to take. We just really need to go after every loose ball, fight for every rebound, get every shot we can possibly take and make them, and just playing with the most heart we can.
So it sounds like hustle and effort really coming together for you guys. Hopefully that is the case tomorrow night. John Carroll Senior forward Kaelyn Underwood is our guest for this special edition Blue Streaks halftime show interview. So we've talked quite a bit about on the basketball court. We'll venture a little bit off of the hardwood. You currently are a senior at John Carroll, pursuing a degree in political science. Do you have any plans in mind for after college?
Yeah, so right now I'm applying to law school, so it's been kind of a stressful time. So hopefully I get into all of them ones I apply to, and then I'll go from there and figure out which one I really want to go to.
Also, potentially law in your future. Certainly best of luck to you in that process. Hopefully all goes well. And kind of in relation to off the basketball court as well, what do you enjoy doing when you're not on the basketball court?
I've really been enjoying reading, and I really got into it over the summer. Instead of watching Netflix, I would pick up a book And it's been interesting because I feel like I haven't read a book for fun in such a long time. So it's definitely been fun.
Yeah, probably a lot of it for classes and things like that. But that's great, being able to pick up that new hobby as well. And also, I guess, kind of relating off the basketball court, during winter break, which has just come to an end at John Carroll, your team was able to play a couple of games in Florida. How did that trip go?
It started off very interesting. A couple of our flights got canceled, so then we were on a different flight, and we went through a bunch of delays and cancellations, but we finally got there. And it was fun when we got there. We had some success, and it was good to come off from break and just firing. And we had fun, but we also were winning. So it was just the best of both worlds.
So certainly a win-win situation. Getting to go to Florida, also winning some basketball games. That is great to hear. So going to kind of transition into the final part of our halftime interview here. I want to thank you once again for taking the time to sit down with us. It's a segment I call Fast Favorites. So just a couple topics, just a quick favorite for you so everybody can get to know one of the two seniors on the team a bit better. Sound good?
Yep.
All right, cool. Let's get right into it. First up, what's your favorite food?
Chicken wings.
And there was no hesitation at all right there. How about your favorite? Now, I do know you mentioned weren't watching as much Netflix or anything, got more into reading, but if you had a favorite show, what would it be?
Probably How to Get Away with Murder.
And figure as well, since you talked about you getting into reading more recently, how about your favorite book?
Just Mercy.
Your favorite movie?
Oh, that's a hard one. Maybe The Help. I really like that movie.
Okay. How about your favorite music artist?
Right now, Taylor Swift.
Is that at all part of maybe any pregame hype at all, or maybe not?
I wouldn't say I listen to her pregame. She doesn't really have too many hype songs, but
right.
I like listening to her on the drive to the gym and on the drive home from games. So
there you go. It's kind of more of like a calm down type of style. I got you. And finally, your favorite all-time basketball player?
Probably LeBron James.
And, for the Cleveland area, certainly a lot of people would be joining you for sure in that selection there. And how about him still having so much success even at 38 years old?
It's crazy. I think he'll wait for his son to come and then he'll be gone.
That'd certainly be something, him and his son potentially playing alongside each other in the pros. That'd be great to see. So, Kaelyn, that's just about all the time we have. Thank you once again for joining us for this halftime interview, and best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That was Blue Streaks forward Kaelyn Underwood joining us for a special edition Blue Streaks halftime show interview. And coming up, the rest of our coverage for tonight's matchup between your John Carroll Blue Streaks and the D3Hoops.com 12th ranked Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets right here on your home for the Blue Streaks. WJCU 88.7.